Johan, how perfectly is this game set up, bearing in mind you both had wins in the Premiership at the weekend?
Yeah, I mean, obviously a lot at stake, and like you said, I mean, both sides showed some good qualities over the weekend, and we've played each other, twice already, so not an unknown factor. I think both teams know each other quite well, so it makes the contest quite intrigued.
And you've both won on each other's patches, so what does that mean that home advantage could mean this weekend?
Yeah, again, it shows you the quality of Newcastle, that they're the one side that came and beat us, and we went down there and beat them. So I think it just shows you, again, how well balanced both sides are, and how little there is. So on the day and on the night, the team that's probably the best focused and let me say the most accurate will get the result.
And I'm sure you'd never let the players underestimate Newcastle anyway, but their win at Kingsholm just kind of makes that certain, doesn't it? You can't underestimate them.
No, for sure. I think we can't afford any complacency. The reality is that they're going to come down with a lot of confidence. The fact that they not just doing well in this season's Premiership, but the fact that they've beaten us here before, and we must make sure we get out of the blocks and play well, and don't disrespect the opposition.
Because it's another English side, is this actually more like a Premiership game than a European game?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's got the feel of that Premiership. The fact that, like I said, we've played each other a couple of times, and it's not like you're playing a Welsh or an Italian or a French side or a Scotland side where you haven't played, and you have to quite, look at a lot of footage to know the quality of the players. We know what to expect, and we just must be prepared well.
How much does it help you that Gloucester have been at this stage several times? All right, you weren't with the team then, but you've got players who've got experience of this stage.
It will definitely help, those players that is involved, but I do believe, the likes of Johan and Jake Belledere and, some other players that haven't experienced this will have to tap into the games where they've experienced pressure, and, Johan was involved in Super Rugby finals and playoffs, etc. But, obviously leaders like Billy Burns and Billy 12-3s and John Afoa and those players has, taste that what this has to take to win this competition, and also this stage of knockout games.
You talk about winning the competition. Obviously, that's got to be the aim, but presumably you just stay in the moment of this week and this game.
Oh, for sure. If you want to win, I believe a semi-final is the most toughest game of any competition, and purely because if you lose it, you basically got nothing to show. Only if you win it that you give yourself an opportunity, and doesn't matter who you play in the final. Even if you, the underdog in the final, playing a side that's unbeaten, you can then again, give yourself a chance. But to get there, you first have to do the job in the semi-final. And, a whole team philosophy was to stay in the moment, stay in the process, and make sure you focus and tick the boxes that are ready for the weekend.
And how difficult is selection this weekend? Because obviously for the quarter-final, you went with experience, that paid off, and yet you've just spoken there about young players like Johan and Jake who didn't start in Galway. They'll have to adapt this weekend as well.
Yeah, for sure. I think this week is going to be extremely tough for selection in certain positions. In others, it's a bit easier because either through injury that we limited through the competition, and also, like you said, then sit down and see how we think Newcastle play, where the game will go come second half, and then we have to strategize on our team selection. What will we need? Who will make a difference coming late in the game? So there's a lot of factors that we have to keep in account, and also what we want to achieve on the field.
How's Willie Hines?
Not available for this weekend.
Which obviously is a shame, but I suppose Callum Brayley showed what he can do, and you have got that option. It's why you've got three scrum halves, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I've always said to the players, and obviously you can just rely and trust that they take it to heart, that somewhere in this competition you may be not selected, but when that opportunity comes, make sure you're ready. And if you look at the season as a whole, in the first part of the season, Callum was the the one who was not not playing regularly for the team, was frustrating training but not getting a lot of game time. Willie and Benny was running the show, and then suddenly, in a late part of the season, he got one opportunity, he took it, and basically he and Willie played a number of games, and now Willie is out, and now we rely back on Benny and Callum again. So it chopped and changed the whole time, and that's what I expect from the players, to support each other when you're not selected, but when you are selected, you must bring your part.
How happy are you with the level of leadership within the team without Willie Hines? Because obviously you've got the Billy Twelvetrees, the Ed Slaters at your disposal. Are you happy that they can step up and take charge?
For sure, again, maybe the rotation, maybe through injury, whatever the cause was, during the season we had number of leaders. Tom Savage was a leader at one stage, Ed was the captain, Willie was a captain, and I think it's just benefiting us now that those guys are all leaders in the group, with even the guys like Billy Burns and Ben Morgan and all those guys. We rely that between them they've got the knowledge to acknowledge what we need to fix on the field, but also obviously we can guide them from the side, and they can keep the team calm with the experience that they've got, and hopefully, like you said, steady the ship we need to.
Obviously no Willie this weekend. Anyone else coming back into the mix?
Only Tom Marshall. He looks good at the moment. He got through his concussion test and all the protocols needed, so it looks like he'll be available. Other than that, there's a few guys that will do late fitness test, only to see if they will get cleared, but no other guys like Val and all the other names that everybody is well aware of that won't be available.